now tuned into the greatest.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast. I'll be your host today, Sage Be Me, and today we'll be talking about something that we're continuing last week. Like, I released 2 episodes regarding the book Karma. So, I still want us to finish the book Karma, and we'll still be having other sections where we'll be having guys apart from me on the podcast, where we'll be discussing matters and regarding us, questions that we talk about but really never get to hear or have those conversations. But on today's episode, we'll be causing oh my goodness. We'll be talking about the cause of unease and disease. That rhymed. Unease and disease. Anyways, guys, welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast. I'll be your host today, and we are on Karma. So, on the causes of unease and disease, Sadhguru talks about how in most human beings, karma has its own levels of complexity. And in our current society, not many people have a devoted part to physical action. And this makes it hard for guys to get rid or work out their karma. So since you don't do physical acts, and you don't express yourself emotionally, like many people don't express their self emotionally, in the sense that you can't laugh out loud. It's considered non-gentle or unladylike. You can't cry out loud. It is seen as unrefined and indecorous. So we've set up rules out there that deeply restricts ourselves. This is a culture that restricts ourselves, yeah? And in this sense that we have, this brings out that the allotted karma is not worked at all, yeah? So he says that the level of activity in the modern life has decreased drastically because people don't use their body the way they used to, because we have all these machines and stuff. So you wonder how are you going to do your physical activity or something? Yeah, just have your phone lie in bed, read a book or something. So you'll find that you'll have a lot of mental activity, and physical activity will be really, really, really minimum, yeah? So it says that now that human beings have become so inactive, almost every person suffers some kind of anxiety or unease. And he says that this unease comes from trapped physical energy. That's what he's saying. If you don't do physical energy, if you don't use your physical energy, you'll most definitely suffer anxiety, because that anxiety is a form of physical energy expressing itself, if I may say, yeah? If you compare some form of physical exercises, often at different levels of imbalance and peace, and much entangled in sexuality and other physical drives, this is because one aspect of the person has found its full expression. people have sex and do other physical activities like fully immersed. Like you can actually compare like the way people regard sex. Like this is like something out of this world for the way people talk about sex. Yeah. So he says that this can lead to, like, if you don't express that physical expression, it leads to diseases and anxiety. So he says that trapped physical energy can also lead to restlessness and agitation, which accounts for the state of chronic unease and disquiet that plagues the modern individual. Like, you fidget a lot, like you don't use your energy, and they may bring about patience, practice of gratefulness, and onto their movements. But the unease remains. If you take away the unease in your movement, it shifts inwards or to another dimension where it is easy for it to find an expression. In other words, what he's saying is it will build into your energy in time to disquiet on the level of energy manifests a disease. Like, it takes, if you don't do like physical activity, the slow step-by-step process, it's like a slow burn where you get a chronic disease. Yeah. So he goes ahead and tells us on how in the Ishaya Yoga Center, he makes people like do like intense physical activity, like really intense physical activity. You can imagine like you go there for like a spiritual practice, but you end up working, like you plow the land, you carry heavy stuff, like it's just something on its own. Yeah. So like those who work only for livelihood often constrained and suffocate, but when you deeply involve yourself in work on every level, you find activity invigorates you. It does not exhaust you. So what he's trying to say is, like, if you are there, you're not just doing it for the sake of money to sustain yourself, and you do these activities, it happens that you get liberated, you get energy. And he says that if you do like strenuous activity, when you sit down to meditate, meditations happens naturally, because your body won't be fidgeting. You won't be like a small kid who wants to jump around all the time, because your body will just be aware of it will just have exhausted its physical energy, and you can meditate peacefully. He says you cannot meditate because energy will make you restless and ill at ease. So he says that when I don't know if I should be telling you this, but since like I want you like guys to have like this whole information, I'll just add some more things that weren't in my notes, and I think this will be of great use to you guys. So one aspect of energy being used to consider extent in today's world is mental energy. However, the overuse of mental energy leads to loop-sided development and invariable advent of diseases. Consider a country's national budget. A certain amount is allocated to education, a certain amount is for industry, a certain amount is for agriculture, development, defense, and so on. But if these are not being expended, the economy suffers. The same happens within the body. Like if you focus deeply on your mental activity, something suffers. That's just it. So he talks about those people who are old, yeah. Those who have led a complete life often reach a certain natural state of peace and balance when they age. Like those people who have completely worked on their allotted karma. When they get to a certain age, their bondage with karma the shackles have been lifted, yeah. As the allotted karma starts winding down, you may notice changes in the elderly people. You'll find that their sleep quotes comes down, and when they do sleep, you might find that they sleep deeply. This could be a sign that the allotted karma is drawing to an end. The great karmic warehouse remains, but the installment has begun drawing to its close. But there's a word of caution. Deep sleep does not necessarily mean the end of allotted karma, but in the elderly, it could be a possible indication. Then he goes ahead and talks about milk. Yeah? For a spiritual seeker, allotted karma can be seen as cream on the milk. It is the karma that surfaced in its lifetime. If you boil the milk well, the cream can further increase. So the spiritual process is a way of cooking once sufficiently to pick up as much karma from your karmic warehouse as possible in this lifetime and deal with it while you are conscious, able-bodied. So the goal for every freedom seeker is the same: to attend to your karma now than wait for your life you throw away. So basically he talks about like how you work your karma and how you live like a fully fledged life where karma is not intervening with you and your life is just complete on its own. Yeah. So we go to sadhana where he talks about, let's say, like a physical practice that you can start doing right now. If you're experiencing deep emotional stress, a simple practice is to remain as far as possible in a posture where your spine is erect. The lumbering region in a particular needs to be relaxed and stretched to activate the spine. If you are able to squat for lengths of time, this particularly benefits because the extension of the spine is profound impact of psychological well-being. A natural upsurge of energy will happen if you keep your feet together when you squat, but many people can't do this. So the next best option is to widen the distance between your feet when you squat. Keep your feet in line with your shoulders. Make sure your feet are firmly upon the ground. This is not just an exercise. The spine is not merely a collection of bones. It is very basis of communication and perception within the human system. Keeping it in optimal condition will not just revitalize and rejuvenate the body, but will make phenomenal difference in your mental and emotional life and the way you function. There is more comprehensive steps practice called the Yoga Namaskar, which is often free of charge on the Sadhguru app. I'll put a link up on this app if you would like to try this practice here. It's free. Yeah? This is a powerful process of activating and strengthening the spine and the muscles along inside it. So as one ages, the spinal system does not collapse and the nerves are not pinched. If there is already spinal damage, this is a good way to regenerate the spine and ensure around benefits of the entire body. This is also a scientific approach to unlocking emotional impulses in the human system and promoting what we call chittavriti, virhodha, the liberation of conscious from the fluctuations and bottlenecks. That's basically a small step that you can do, especially if you're like really emotionally restless, emotionally stressed, even restless, like stress, restlessness, anxious. Just try and do out of that practice to bring your body at ease. Anyways, that's all for today, folks. I'm supposed to like edit this out and put other content like you guys have been waiting for, Anonymous and Eyes content, and there's more to come, like really more, and we'll also be having other people around. Anyways, welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast.